Welcome back to the Student Hub Live. This session is about the Careers and Employability Service, and I'm joined by Ellen Cocking, Simon Clough and Marcia Goddard. And also we've got Fiona and Kate in the chat who will be talking to you at home alongside Scott in the studio. Now we've got some widgets that we'd like to know your opinions on. Do you consider yourself a career starter, a career changer or a career developer? Do you plan to look for a new job before the end of your OU studies? Yes or no? Do you know how many webinars and forums that's the Careers and Employability Service, have on offer? And how many vacancies do you think they have advertised at the moment? And that is a multiple choice question. So to tell us what you think, click on the option that applies to you, select the one that is most suitable for you, and then submit, and your results will send, and you can see what everybody else at home says also. So can you give us a bit of an overview then about the service and how you can help students?
We'd love to.
Yeah. Yes. Well, the service can help students at whatever stage they are in their career. Either if they are a career changer, a career starter or career developer. And at any time during a student's studies, they can access us. So at the time that's right for them. And we tailor our services according to their needs. So we've got services online as well as services that people can speak to, a student can speak to a consultant and an advisor as well.
And how long can OU students access all of this for?
Okay, so for up to 3 years after that you've finished studying with us. Because
which is forever.
I think we recognise.
If they stop.
Yes, exactly. So we recognise very much that students are incredibly busy throughout their studies, and that sometimes you don't perhaps find time to kind of keep going, and sorting out your career before you've actually finished. So we provide that extra bit of time for students to come back and make use of us. However, what we are really keen for is for students to engage with us as early as possible, because planning your career takes time. Doesn't happen overnight. So investing some time in that alongside your studies is really important.
Okay. Now, there are lots of resources that are available online. Some brilliant resources, actually. I was having a look at them the other day and I was filling them in, and they were great, actually, because they allowed you a sort of scaffold, a way of reflecting on things, for you, that were about your career, but also life in general. Tell us about some of the resources that are on offer.
Okay. Shall I start with that?
Yeah,
or do
you can start if you want to then.
So online we have our website, and we would encourage students to come to that website, which is in the help centre within Student Home, and there are many and varied pages on there covering all sorts of parts of the career planning process, from I don't know what I want to do to exploring kind of career options, job hunting, and also kind of making decisions and so on, which is quite a key part of career planning. And there's lots of tools, aren't there, on the site?
There's lots of tools. So there's things like assessment centres, where you can practice doing tests. There's questionnaires that will help you work out maybe your interests and work out your skills. We've also got a new page which is how do I become a, because that students have been asking as well, a lot of students saying, well, how do I become a, various different things. So we've created a page that's just for that, and that's very new. So if students go onto that and give us the feedback about that, that would be great. And there's also a paper copy, but there's also electronic copies as well of a workbook that students find really useful to work through, to help them before maybe they have an appointment and speak to somebody.
Now, would this be good? A lot of students, in particular in the area I teach, which is psychology, a lot of students will have quite a clear idea about what they want to go and do. Would something like this be useful for someone who says, I want to be a clinical psychologist?
Yeah, well, how do I become that page would be perfect for them, so they can actually find out how you become a clinical psychologist. And then also the workbook and various other resources about how do I apply for, sell myself on paper, present myself at an interview. Those kind of things are really useful as well.
So they can access this, any student who's registered can access this from the Help Centre on their student homepage, and this is where they find all of the resources.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And can I do a plug?
Yeah.
I know Fiona's got this ready to put into the link into the chat box. So this is a short leaflet, a pamphlet that we designed to help students just starting to study. And it just sort of sets out some of the main services that we have and just sort of starts the thinking process for, well, you know, what do I need to think about in terms of planning my career? So there'll be a link in the chat box for that in a moment or two. So if students would like to sort of start there, that's quite a useful place to start.
Have it. And Fiona's put a link in the chat box for that, which is great. So there's the planning aspect, and then there's obviously the job finding aspect. So you say planning, you should always start very early on, shouldn't you? From day one, pretty much. And it's not just about thinking about how you're going to get there, but whether that's going to be right for you, and about the skills that you're going to build up along the way, and also those skills that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, one of the things that we identify in our conversations with students often is that students don't recognise the skills that they already have developed in other activities within their lives. You know, the OU student population is probably the most diverse student population at a university anywhere. And I think we have such a kind of a rich variation in different individuals, and I think that's why our consultants find it so exciting talking to students, actually kind of talking about where they've been previously, what sorts of things they've done, and how they've gone about them. And it's really important for students to recognise the value of the skills that they have, and not kind of be saying, well, I've just worked in a supermarket, or I've just worked somewhere else. Actually, you will have developed lots of different skills in those particular situations and contexts, whether it's a paid work or not paid.
Okay, good. Now, I was talking to some colleagues earlier who were telling me about resources for your study, and they were talking about these subject sites or qualification sites, but areas for study. And you link into these also with this wonderful Succeed tab, don't you?
That's absolutely right.
And it's an important way of, I guess, starting again, like from day one, thinking about how this career might look. So tell us about this subject site and how you're linking into that, and what students might get out of it.
Okay, so anybody else want to take that one, or shall I?
Do you want to take that one?
I would love to. Okay. So what we have been doing is actually working with the faculties, our colleagues in faculties, to develop subject-specific content for these websites that is customised for that particular subject area. So that a student studying a particular qualification can go on and have a look at the content, which will talk about opportunities with that particular subject. It will provide links to further information. We also develop subject-focused webinars and forums that students can watch or take part in. That will give them a much fuller feel for the sorts of things that they can get into, what other students are doing, and so on. So that's a really good starting place to go to. And of course, what we have done as well is link through to our main careers resources within the Help Centre on Student Home as well. So there are the more sort of general resources that we were just talking about, as well as those subject-focused sites too.
Well, that's very important, because right now, of those watching, 43% say that they're a career starter.
Okay.
29% say career changer, 29% say career developer. So we've got a lot of people at the start of their careers, but possibly because we've got a lot of new students here today as well. But when we asked, do you plan to look for a new job before the end of your OU studies, 76% said yes.
Right.
So they're going to need to start talking to you guys, and 24% said no. But they don't really know about the webinars that you have on offer.
Okay.
Overwhelmingly, they don't. So would you like to tell them?
Yeah, well, actually, one of my colleagues here is going to.
Yeah, so forums webinars, we've got a wide range. We've got loads of different forums webinars. So at the moment, we've got a Quick Queries Scotland forum running. We have lots of pre-recorded webinars as well as live ones. So things like what can I do with a psychology degree, and lots of different things covering from nation-specific to different subjects. Yeah.
And I think what we also recognise as well is that our student population is a very diverse population. I mentioned that earlier, and we do have a significant number of students who have a variety of different disabilities and so on. And what we have done as well is develop a range of webinars as well that address particular disability areas, and also things like, you know, how to disclose to an employer that you perhaps have, you know, a disability and that kind of thing. So we're really looking to make sure that different needs of different individuals are covered in these webinars. So as Simon says, you know, some of them are subject focused, some of them are by your location of where you live. Like there's the Scottish one that's on today and has been running this week, as well as the kind of the more general.
Brilliant.
I think we've got around over 100, isn't it? Over 100 webinars and forums that people can dip into and look at. So there's lots to go out.
And you record them as well, don't you?
Record them,
can
so
watch
they're
them on
recorded,
Capture.
yeah.
That's brilliant. Scott, how's everyone at home? I'm flagging a bit. I need a cup of tea. I might order one in a second.
I really wish that that Fiona and Kate could be here because they're making lots of really good suggestions and
Are you
citing
now
lots of
having
good
a break,
resources.
Scott?
No, I'm not. I'm typing away. Because in particular, Haley is thinking about trying to combine a career with her science background and business. And so I was just kind of referring her on to our career advisors to discuss those kinds of things. And we've got quite a range of different careers that people are interested in. A few self-employed type of people that want to be, they're heading towards self-employment, journalism, psychology, and all looking for their avenues into those different branches. So I think our career services will be really helpful to them.
Perfect. Well, let's talk then about what we can get out of it. I'm going to order a cup of tea with my lovely bell that lovely Michelle left me earlier. So we're oh yeah, good. That's better, sorry. I've been in here all day.
Well,
it's been
I
fabulous.
think you deserve,
but
you deserve more than a cup of tea.
Thank you, yeah. Well, I think people at home could make some suggestions there.
What does Karen deserve?
Oh, yeah, Jen. Right, now, jobs, vacancies.
Yes.
You have quite a lot, and I don't think many people know about this. Opportunity Hub, how many jobs are available? Because we've asked everybody at home what they think. And actually, let's take a look at what you had to say. How many jobs you think are available? I know the answer anyway. Right. So we've got 84% is the highest at the minute. Sorry, 84 is the highest with 35%. Goodness me, and I teach reading statistics. So, so we've got quite a lot of people there. What is the actual answer?
It's 262.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of jobs.
Well, it's
Where did you get them all?
It's opportunities. So there's a range of opportunities. So it includes jobs, internships, voluntary placements.
Wow.
So a whole range of opportunities, and they can be. They all cover the whole of the nations as well, the whole of the UK. And for instance, we've got internships that are virtual as well. So if you're interested in testing out a different career idea or wanting to get experience, then an internship is great. And there are opportunities that you can do virtually as well. We've got a number of those. So lots and lots of employers that are involved in the Opportunity Hub, including big names like the BBC, NHS, as well as lots of small, medium-sized organisations as well.
And what we are really trying to do is to build relationships with employers in all sorts of different areas so that we are meeting the needs of students across the whole curriculum as well. So Opportunity Hub is something new for us.
Yeah.
So we really encourage students to sign up. There will have been an email out. Students will have received that recently. And also, if they go to the student homepage, go to the help centre, find the careers section, and there is some information in there about joining up and logging into Opportunity Hub. So there'll be all sorts of information on there, from vacancies, as Marcia said, but also events that might be happening as well. So there are a number of insight days that we're running. So it's not just about kind of vacancy opportunities. So these insight days are visits to companies. So we've identified, so a number have already happened. BBC Wales, Westminster Council, I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head.
HMRC as well.
HMRC is there, yeah, that's right, Revenue and Customs. There's another one coming up on the 30th of October with the Environment Agency, and students can sign up for that now. So it's really important to get onto Opportunity Hub to access these various different opportunities.
Brilliant. Now, if that isn't exciting enough, you're also having a fair, which I think sounds absolutely fabulous. Oh, and Chloe's off to go and get a cup of tea. And Rebecca says that I should get some food from M&S, which I absolutely agree with. That's a fabulous idea, although other supermarkets are available. Right, tell me about this fair.
Well, I think Simon's going to tell you a little bit about
So I
it.
can tell you a bit more about that, Karen. So it's called the OU Online Talent Connect. It's going to be running from the 5th of November until the 9th of November.
Okay.
So running, starting from Bonfire Night.
Brilliant.
And there's over 30 employers that are going to be there. You can go along and chat to them at their stores. It's all done online, and there's people there such as IBM, E.ON, the RAF.
Wow.
So there's lots of a wide range.
When you say
of
go
employers.
there and online, where are they going and what are they doing?
So each employer will have an online stand that students can go in through the system
Brilliant.
and speak to.
So you can go in your pyjamas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can.
You could go in your pyjamas.
No one will
Absolutely.
ever know. Great. So how do you register then? Is this something you need to go to Opportunity Hub to get engaged with?
Yeah, you can go to Opportunity Hub, or what you can do is look at our social media accounts.
Right.
So at Open Uni Careers, either on Twitter or Facebook, and there are adverts for Talent Connect on there, as well as on our website within the Student Help Centre.
Brilliant. Hayley's very happy it's all online, so that's good.
Good, I'm very glad to hear that Hayley is happy.
You even get a virtual goodie bag to
Really?
go. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
in that then?
Oh, that's a
Probably,
surprise.
I hope
Yeah.
not virtual biscuits, because they're always such a disappointment.
Well,
Believe me.
exactly. There is going to be as well a webinar and a forum supporting the event to help students get as much as possible out of it. So again, more things to look out for. And questions to ask employers, and it'll just be great for really helping students to broaden their horizons, find out more about particular areas that they already know about. You were mentioning about the psychology and all sorts of different areas. I think the NHS are going as well, aren't they? Yes. So it's going to be a great big event, so we want to get as many students along as possible, and employers are really excited about it.
Brilliant. Well, I'm sure everyone got it, especially because it's online, because we all like that, partly because of the cookies involved.
Yes.
Scott, how's everyone at home?
Oh, really, really good. We've had people here from all over the country for our events these days, literally all over the country and all over the world as well. We've had 4 from the EU. I'm happy to say 1 from North America. I promise it wasn't me. 2 from South America, and all over the world as well. But literally all over the country. We've had people.
Well, thank you for joining us wherever you are. That's been fantastic. What's your advice then for all our very excited, nervous students?
Well, take a big deep breath, organise yourself, but just make sure that you keep a little bit of time aside to think about why you're studying. Is it for career reasons? If it is, think about your goals, and actually working out how you get there will help to motivate you to keep going with your studies. And I think one of the things that employers really value is the determination, the self-starters that our students are, and they do recognise that. Have I got time to just say about a case study I was reading that we'd had through, and it was a student who was studying a law module. They applied just as part of their life generally for a job with the civil service, and specifically the employer cited the fact that they were studying an OU module as a real reason why they employed that individual, because it demonstrated how much effort they were putting in and their determination and self-motivation and so on. So it really can have an effect on your employability prospects even before you've even achieved a whole module. You know, it really can have an effect. So as you kind of develop those skills and progress through your studies, obviously the bigger the impact that can make.
Brilliant. Well, that's great. Scott, I hear Davin has a tip about how to eat virtual biscuits.
Yes.
What is it?
I have to get back there. Sorry. It's fairly comedic. I can't find it again. Sorry.
That's
there it
all
is.
right.
How do you? There we go. Bite by bite.
Oh.
How could I?
We don't even
Very
have
good.
any grown sound effects, Davin. You can't do jokes like that without us lining that up. You should know by now.
We could do a triple sound effect.
We
if you
could.
like.
Yeah.
Oh. There we are. See, there's nothing the Careers Advisory Service won't do for you. Right, we have had a fabulous afternoon, and thank you so much, everybody, for coming along to the session and inspiring our students and telling them all the exciting things they have. So go to the Help Centre on Student Home, and there are lots of links in the chat and also on our resources page on the Student Hub Live website. So we're going to take a little break now, but that's not necessarily a break for you at home, although you can go and have food and go for a run and do other things as well. We're going to show you some replays now from last week's session. The chat will be open so you can keep talking to each other, but we're not going to be live. However, we have a workshop in Adobe Connect now, which is going to be run by Isabella and Rob. That's going to be opening very, very soon, and then it runs from 4 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And in that session, you're going to have the opportunity to think about some of the stuff you've learnt today and how you can put it all together. But what's really exciting about being in the Adobe Connect room is you can talk to everybody, like physically. You don't need to have a headset or a microphone or anything like that. You can just use your speaker or mobile or laptop, but you can log on into that session, and that's where the OU tutorials are often held. Some of them are face-to-face, but many of them are online, so it gives you a chance to explore what that's like. So you can go into that room. There should be a link in the chat box, and there's also a link from the programme on the Student Hub Live website. So if you go into the programme and go into the Adobe Connect session, you'll be able to access the link from that. Now, this is one of two. We've got another one later tonight because many of you will have to pick up school children, so we'll have one from 8 till 9 this evening also, so you can join that session if that is more convenient for you. I'm going to have a short break. I'll be back at 6 with our fabulous Wheel of Ologies quiz, where our team in the studios are going to be playing against Team Home. It's multi-choice, it's loads of fun, and then we're going to be talking more about student experience with the Students' Association and also the Disabled Students Group. Our hierarchy of needs is looking absolutely fabulous, I must say. We might have a little reprioritise during the break and see what's going to be at the top, but there's plenty there that hopefully can inspire you to think about starting your studies in a way that's right for you. So I'm going to leave you with that for now and see you back here live at 6 o'clock. Scott, thank you so much for all your help today on the hot desk and for all the lovely pictures that you sent to us at home on the board. It's looking fabulous. If you'd like to send us your study buddy, please do so, studenthub@open.ac.uk, or your study space also. And if you do that, send us your address, and in return we'll send you one of our BBC co-produced production materials for you to enjoy at home. Right, I'll see you back here live at 6 o'clock. Bye for now.